All right, guys, Mikey here from Mikey's Iron Rage. And guys, do I have one hell of a comparison video for you today. And we're going to do it on two of the biggest bodybuilders to ever step foot on a bodybuilding stage. 2003 Big King Ronnie Coleman versus 2020 Big Ramy. Both at the Mr. Olympia. And I just want to show you guys the difference between the two physiques, because there's a big difference. Now, Ramy, yes, he looked great at the 2020 Mr. Olympia, but that was 2020, because in 2003, an alien came down from outer space as a bodybuilder, and they called him the Big King Ronnie Coleman. I mean, Ramy was good, but Big Ron at the 2003 Mr. Olympia was just on a whole nother fucking level. So enough with the chit chat, and let's just jump right into this one, guys, because it's gonna be a good one. And so, without any further ado, let's get it on. And we got the first pose of the night, guys. And I know it's not a conventional front relaxed, but I couldn't really get a conventional front relaxed on Big Ramy. But just look at the difference in the physiques. Yes, Ronnie's midsection's protruding like crazy in this pose, but for being 286 pounds, his midsection wasn't that bad. But Big Ramy does have a way tighter midsection. But Big Ron is an inch taller, and Big Ron was what? A couple of pounds heavier. So they're almost about the same size, but you could tell Big Ron is a little bit bigger. So all in all, I'm going to give Ronnie Coleman the first point for the front relaxed. All right, guys, now we got the front double bicep. And this was a tough one because Big Ramy looks good in this pose, and he's got pretty big arms. But then you look to the left, and it's like striations and cuts everywhere. Look at the quads. Look at the fucking cuts in the quads. Even the midsection is diced. Even though it's protruding a little bit, it's diced. Then he's got a great little V-taper going on, and his arms are a little bit bigger. His arms are a little bit bigger, they're harder looking, and they're peakier. So all in all, Ronnie Coleman's going to get the point for the front double bicep. All right, guys, off to the next pose. And we got the ab and thigh. And obviously, Big Ramy's going to take this one. And I got to get pictures of Big Ramy at the night show, because this was Big Ramy at the night show, and he looked way better at the night show than he did in prejudging. But all in all, Big Ramy's going to get the point because Big Ron just looks a little uncomfortable in this pose. He doesn't hold the best ab and thigh shot, I tell you that. He's got a little four-pack going on. So Big Ramy's going to get the point. All right, guys, now we got the side tricep, and there it is. We got double the pancakes for breakfast today. Now, if Big Ramy was holding his arm like Ronnie Coleman's holding his arm, and it wasn't crooked like that, I don't know. I think I would go with Big Ramy, but I think I'm going to go with the pancake Ronnie Coleman, because Ronnie Coleman at least has a little cut to the tricep. Like I said, they both suck, but I'm going to go and I'm going to give Ronnie Coleman the point, just because I think Ronnie Coleman has a better side tricep. And like I said, it's just a little more deeply cut. If only Big Ramy was holding it like Big Ron. But I digress, because guys just, I don't know, they don't hold that side tricep right. I don't know why. I don't know what the fuck it is, but these guys just don't hold it right. Maybe they can't hold it like Big Ron, but they don't hold it right. But I digress. All right, guys, now we got a hands on the hip most muscular. And if only Big Ron had a tighter midsection. Look at Big Ramy's midsection. Now imagine that midsection was on Big Ron's body. Imagine Big Ron had a midsection like Big Ramy. He would be Mr. Olympia forever. He'd probably be Mr. Olympia forever. He'd probably be 10-time Mr. Olympia champ by now. But I am going to go with Big Ramy, because Big Ramy looks a little more diced, and his midsection is just way better. Big Ron's midsection is killing that pose. All right, guys, now we got a crab most muscular and a hands on the hip most muscular, whatever you want to call whatever Big Ramy's doing here. But, you know, I mean, you look at both of them and you say to yourself, Big Ramy's diced, he looks great, but look at the difference in the skin. Like, look at the paper-thin skin on Ronnie. Look at that fucking paper-thin skin. It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. So Big Ron is going to take the point there, just because Ronnie looks a lot drier. All right, guys, now we got the front lat spread. And look at my man, Big Ron. He doesn't even have a fucking neck in this pose. But Big Ramy, you can't even see Big Ramy's neck neither in this pose. And I think Big Ramy might be a little bit wider. His midsection, the torso, is a little bit longer than Big Ron's. But I don't know. I think Big Ramy might be a little wider, but I'm going to give this one to Big Ron because I think Ronnie just looks drier. He's got bigger quads. He's got more cuts to the quads. His midsection even has more cuts. He's got striations to the chest. So all in all, Big Ron is going to take the front lat spread. All right, guys, now we got the rear lat spread, and Big Ramy looks great. He's nice and wide. He might even be wider than Ronnie. Actually, I think he is a little bit wider than Ronnie. He's got great hams and glutes, but I can't go against Ronnie Coleman from behind. Big Ramy just doesn't have a great lower back. So because he doesn't have a great lower back, his rear double bicep suffers, his rear lat spread suffers. So all in all, Big Ron is going to get the point for the rear lat spread. All right, guys, now we got the side chest pose, and this was one of the hardest poses for me to judge because Big Ramy's chest looks like it might be popping just a little more, maybe. I mean, he's got striations, his arms and shoulders look great, and his side sweep to his quads look unbelievable. Unbelievable. I said it yesterday. The side sweep to Big Ramy's quads was the one thing that I noticed when I first seen him get up on stage was the side sweep to the quads. But I am going to go with Ronnie. Ronnie has one of the best side chest poses I've ever seen. It might be a little rounder than Big Ramy's chest, and it might look maybe a little smaller, but Big Ron's going to get the point for the side chest shot. All right, guys, now we got the rear double bicep. And look at this. I tell you, if Big Ramy had a better lower back, I'd give this pose to Big Ramy because his hams and glutes are on point. His calves look a little bit bigger than Ronnie's. His arms and shoulders are nice and big. It's just his lower back is lacking like crazy. Ronnie Coleman has such a better lower back, and Ronnie Coleman is just untouchable from behind with those alien-esque hams and glutes. Look at those fucking hams and glutes. They're alien-esque. That's why I said in the beginning of the video, a bodybuilder just came down from outer space as an alien, and they called him Big King Ronnie Coleman. All right, guys, so let's tally up the points. We got the Big King Ronnie Coleman with 7 and Big Ramy with 3. So with 7-3, Big King Ronnie Coleman. And guys, there's just a big difference between nowadays and back in the 90s. You guys seen it firsthand on Mikey's Iron Rage. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Mikey's Iron Rage. Peace out, guys.